This is the Snowglobe String Art Kit tutorial by String Art by Kaylee. In this kit you'll receive your board, yarn bundles, and a string of lights. All you need is a pair of scissors. To start, go ahead and grab that organza bag and remove all of the yarn and the business cards inside. We will be starting with the base of the snow globe, so keep that yarn color in hand. With that yarn bundle in hand, go ahead and grab the strand that's wrapped around the middle and pull to unravel. These bundles are folded in half, so if you can find the halfway point, go ahead and completely unravel it. With the same end that we used to unravel, go and make a loop up in the air and then just tuck it onto any one of the nails on the base. I like the bottom corner. Tuck that knot and pull it tight, push it all the way down to the base of the nail. Then we are going to outline this base piece of the snow globe just so we can see exactly where we're stringing. You'll see those lines right on your board. As you're outlining, make sure you're pushing that yarn all the way down to the base of the nails. That is an important step throughout this entire process. We're always pushing the yarn down as far as it'll go. Once you have your outline and it's time to fill in, we can go in a pattern just like this, or you can jump all over. The point is just to fill it in. It doesn't matter which way you go. If you're going to string in a pattern like this, you'll just go all the way across the section and then just make sure you're switching the direction on our way back on the next layer. So as you can see, we're going diagonal on this layer, and then the second layer we're just going to do some vertical lines, and then we'll switch up and do a different diagonal. We're really just trying to fill up the space with yarn and cover as much of the board as you want. It is totally up to you how much you do cover. I like to do it completely to where I can't see the board. A lot of string art you do still see underneath. It's totally up to you. Once it is filled to your liking, make sure you push the yarn down, especially along that top part. And then we are going to do another outline. This will be on the top of those yarn layers. This just gives it a nice smooth finish. To tie off, I just take my scissors and cut the yarn a little bit longer just to make it easy to make that same loop that we started with. And you'll tuck that onto one of the nails and pull it tight. And then I just take my scissors again and trim this strand to about a ½ inch or so. And then use the end of the scissors to tuck that strand in between the layers, and it helps hold it on. First section is done. Now we are going to do the snow under the tree, so grab your white, unraveling the same way that we did with the first bundle, making that loop, and then I would just tuck it onto one of the bottom nails of the snow area, and just like with the base, we are going to outline the section. When you get up to where the snow meets the trees, just make sure you're looking at that line that is engraved in the board to show you exactly where we're going to be filling in. And then you'll just start kind of going in all different directions. It's hard to keep a perfect pattern when the top has the nails that are kind of all over the place. So just fill it in as best as you can. It will seem kind of funny because you're on top of those red layers, and then on the top nails where it touches the tree, it'll be all the way to the board. So just kind of bear with it. Just make sure you're pushing down as you go. Once that is filled into your liking, we're going to outline the circle. I just kind of weave in and out, back and forth between these nails. I loop it around every other nail just to make sure it's anchored. You just want to make sure that yarn is touching each of these nails. Once you get to the other end where the snow is, we're going to go back around, but we're going to be weaving the opposite way, so it makes little X's in between each nail. And then for the third layer, I just go all the way around the outside of the nails, looping around every 3 or 4 nails just to make sure it stays tight against them. And then you will complete the outline along the bottom of the snow to give this a nice smooth edge as well, and we will tie off. Before we string up the tree, we are going to go ahead and pull the string of lights through the hole that I pre-drilled for you. So go ahead and take that string of lights out of the package and unravel it. We are going to take that end and go through the back of the board, up through the front, and you'll just pull it all the way till the battery pack touches the back of the board. And then just set that string of lights over to the side so it touches that bottom corner of the tree. And then we'll start stringing the actual tree up. So grab your green, make that loop, really follow the lines that are engraved on the board to get the outline of the tree. It is important that we're watching the outline because we don't want to lose the shape as we're filling in. And then just like the snow, this one's going to be hard to keep a perfect pattern. I kind of just go in a pattern for part of the way, and I'll switch my direction as I go all over. You have to get all these little branches, so just kind of going wherever. Just make sure, like I said before, you are watching your outline because you don't want to lose the shape of the tree. Once it is filled into your liking, go ahead and give it an outline. And then all that's left is to tie off. And now it's time to string on the lights. Pull that little tab out of the battery pack and then turn the lights on so they're just the solid setting. I like to do this so I can kind of see where my lights are and space them out. This might take a few different tries to get them to your liking. To get the lights spaced out differently, you might have to wrap around a nail a few times to kind of move them back and forth. You can see I wrapped around that nail a couple times. It just takes a little bit of playing around. Once I get up to the top, you will see that I have 2 or 3 lights left, and I just really wrapped them around. I did end up unstringing them after the video and getting them correct because you guys don't need to sit and watch me do it 3 or 4 different times. But just know you might not get it that first try. Totally okay. And now we have our finished string art snow globe. You guys can paint some snowflakes onto that blue background. You can do whatever you want to make your piece unique to you. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more tutorials.